In today's video, building muscle while losing fat at the same time. I'm gonna show you just how to do it. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Paul Ravella from ProPhysique.com. In today's video, I got a great question about, putting on some muscle, specifically glute muscles, while losing body fat and being in a caloric deficit. And this is a common question I get. And it kind of puts me into the mindset of the people that are interested in changing their bodies. I understand the thinking. There tends to be this binary thinking that, like, if you're trying to lose fat, just lose the fat. If you're trying to build the muscle, just build the muscle. But I'm just going to tell you straight up front, that's nonsense. You can absolutely do both at the same time. It takes a little bit of effort, but what I find is that the effort is matched by your conviction. Okay, so like if you believe you can do it, you'll do it. If you don't think it's really possible, you're not going to do it, right? So let me read the question, then we'll get deeper into that. I'm currently cutting for the summer. However, I'm currently trying to build up my lower body, build a bigger butt. I've always had bigger legs than most guys, but my glutes have always been kind of lagged. My question is it possible for me to build a bigger butt while being in a process of trying to cut down since I'm in a caloric deficit? I know you must get a lot of questions. Yes, but this specific question is something that is near and dear to my heart. So first of all, what would I have to do to prove to you that you can build muscle and lose fat at the same time? Well, we just got done with our transformation challenge. So I'm gonna scroll here on the screen for you. I'll scoot over so I can fit it nicely and show you what the men did. These are the top 20 men finalists. Now this was a transformation challenge run by Pro Physique. All of our coaches were helping people, addressing questions. We sent training and nutrition plans to make sure that they were doing things properly, provided any type of support, and we had a 90-day competition where $50,000 was at stake. Do you think these people wondered if they could actually add muscle and lose fat at the same time? Hell no. They got up every day and kicked ass and chewed bubblegum. Eventually they ran out of bubblegum, so they were just kicking ass. And you can see right here on the screen the results of that. And now I'll roll the females from the transformation challenge, the top 20. So again, same thing applies, right? We helped people set up, their diets, their meal plans based around the founding principles of building muscle, which is, first of all, you need to get enough protein, okay? That's a part of muscle building. Muscle breakdown and repair involve protein. A lot of people get into crash diets and lose a lot of body fat, and then they'll lose a lot of body fat, but they'll sacrifice lean body mass, they'll sacrifice their energy, they won't have time for the gym, they just starve the weight off. And that's never going to be a long-term approach that works. Why? Because once the weight is off, you've also lost lean body mass, you've compromised your metabolism, you look skinny fat, I hear that all the time. But if you take your time and do things the right way, you can actually recomp. Now recomp means at the same weight, you would have more muscle, less fat. So often the real issue with trying to lose fat and build muscle at the same time is people get frustrated with the scale. Screw the scale, okay? There are gonna be times when the scale does not move or even goes up, but that's because muscle does a lot of things. It's very dynamic. Muscle can retain fluids, right? Glycogen is stored in our muscles as carbohydrates, and it makes our muscles bigger and fuller. That is water. That's why it's called a carbohydrate, okay? So that water has weight. If your muscles are bigger and fuller and the scale goes up, did you gain body fat? No, you gain lean body mass. So a better measure of body recomposition than just the scale is multifaceted. You have to track things like your weight along with some measurements, and my favorite is pictures. And another really common one that I use as a coach when I'm talking to my clients is I say, how are your clothes fitting? People will notice that the band, the elastic band on their clothes, the sleeves on their shirt are a little bit looser. Things fit better. They have to go in a belt notch. Those are not accidents. Those are real world changes. And you might have all that happening and see the scale hasn't moved and get frustrated. Trust me, when you're building muscle at the same time as losing body fat, it is a bit of a tedious process. You have to make sure you're getting everything done properly. You're getting your sleep, you're getting your recovery. Muscle building takes longer than fat loss. However, you keep it for longer. Muscle is just the most fantastic way we can change our body, shape our body, change our brains. So how long should you expect to take to lose body fat? Well, I really try to focus with my clients and the philosophies of Pro Physique of losing about 1% of my body weight per week through a fat loss phase. Research has shown that this is a fantastic way to make sure that you're not losing muscle or performance while losing body weight, body fat. Okay, you can keep it. And I'll also link below a couple studies that showed, hey, these men in this study lost fat and gained muscle at the same time. Now, the higher you are up, the longer you've been training, the more muscle you have, the less likely it's going to happen. It can still happen, but I've been training for 25 years. I've probably been the strongest I'm ever gonna be years ago. I've accepted that fact. I'm probably never gonna bench 400 pounds again, probably gonna never deadlift 550 pounds again. I'm probably never gonna incline bench 315 for 4 reps. It's on YouTube if you don't believe me. But my point is, I can still put on lean body mass. I might not be able to use the same measures of strength to make progress, but I can use other measures of work. But for me, body recomposition is going to be a little bit different than someone who's a novice in the gym. And I have this philosophy that each muscle group that we have on our body, our shoulders, our chest, our back, has a max potential, has a potential, right? Well, when I first got into bodybuilding, I trained my chest all the time, but I never trained my back, never trained my quads. Well, after a couple of years, when I started going, I kind of want to be a bodybuilder, guess what muscles grew really fast? The ones I neglected. Why? Because I hadn't reached their potential. Now, I've kind of got a good base. My potential is kind of pretty much built up over the years. I'm still working to make small improvements. And the cool thing about small improvements on top of large improvements is I think they actually have more impact. I see my physique more positively now than even I did when I gained probably 10 or 15 pounds of lean body mass that first year I went all in, right? Now, if I gain any lean body mass, if I just keep it, I'm more excited because I get to still look like I did in my 20s and 30s, right guys? 45 years old, lifetime natural bodybuilder, 6'3", walk around 225 pounds. Right now I'm down to 215 because I did the transformation challenge with my peeps. We're gonna be doing another one in August, giving away money, providing a lot of support, diet, nutrition, and a fantastic group. And more to come on that, but really the point of this video is that, yes, you can build muscle and lose fat at the same time. But if you wanna build those glute muscles, you're probably gonna have to learn how to train them properly, because training a glute muscle, depending on your biomechanics, means you might not be training them when you squat and deadlift, okay? You might have to do things like hip thrusts or change your foot position, but that's another video. And actually, Brett Contreras has a great YouTube channel on how to grow glutes. If you're not watching Brett's content, you're missing out. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for me today. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.